Hey everyone, welcome to episode 15 of Brewer Magazine, the video blog. I'm your host and the publisher of Brewer Magazine, Tyler Montgomery. In this episode, I want to touch on a couple of things. I want to touch on some stuff that's going on our website, some stuff that's going on with our company, and the next magazine that's going to be coming out. I also want to touch on why and how you should be chronicling your journey as a business and why you should do this. The most important thing, as always, in everything that we talk about is the why factor. But before we jump into that, really quickly, I want to say you need to go check out an article that our editor John Seacott wrote on Friday, and it was kind of about, the title was Finding Innovation with New Dogfish Head Inspired Technology. And what they've come up with is a new way for nitrogenized barrel-aged beers where they're putting the nitrogen straight into the barrel and tapping it straight off the barrel. This is one of those things, I think, when I think about brewing in the industry and how fast technology is moving, how fast technology moves for home brewers, how fast it moves for the rest of you all, and why some of these things just don't seem to go fast enough. Why we're just now coming up with them, but I guess staying old school is always not a problem. But anyhow, so they've come up with this new technology, and it's kind of cool. They said in the press release, a nitrogenerator mixed gas system was installed to provide a continuous supply of N2 gas, feeding the wine barrels and dispense system requirements. Customized wine barrel extractors allow beer to be pumped under low N2 pressure to a heat exchanger, which chills the beer to a desired temperature. Once the product has been chilled, it feeds to the cellar stream inline liquid gas contractor to infuse the desired gas content into the beer. The cellar stream provides a custom tailored gas blend that complements the beer style. A full range of flavor profiles from crisp carbonated brew to a soft, velvety, nitrogenated beer can be created. The finished product is integrated into a typical draft beer dispense system using a slow pour style faucet with a restrictor disc which strips the gas while being poured. And that was a mouthful. Anyhow, it's a great article, and the pictures are really cool. Just seeing how they're doing this, I'll encourage you to go check it out. I will put the link in the comments section so you can just scroll down and find that as soon as you're done watching the video blog. The next thing, I want to give a shout out to Terrapin Beer Company because I saw on their Instagram page that they are now officially selling beer by the pint. That's awesome because Georgia's been way far behind for many years in craft beer. They've got some great craft brewers down in their state, and they're finally getting on board with the laws and everything that need to be passed so that they can do some really cool stuff. But they're down there, they're doing some cool stuff, and cheers to them for being able to serve pints for the first time in a long time, if ever. Anyhow, moving on. Chronicling your journey. Let's talk about why you need to do this. We're all business owners. You, myself, everyone that's owning a brewery. You're not just a master brewer. You're not just somebody that wants to, somebody that just wants to make beer for pleasure. You're now a business owner. And the coolest thing about being a business owner is you get to go on this journey, and not everybody in this world gets to go on this journey. Your customers are really, part of the ride, but they're on the journey with you. Not all of them are business owners. Not all of them will ever be business owners. So it's really important that you start chronicling what you do, why you do it, the types of beers you're making, why you're trying to make these beers as opposed to other beers. And so that your customer base can really start to understand your values, your why factor, and what you're trying to do for them. There's a multitude of ways you can do this. A lot of brewers, brewers that have been around for a while have taken to the blogging method on their website. With new age social media, a lot of people are using YouTube. They're also using Facebook Lives when they're doing anything cool. Sierra Nevada's been doing some really cool Facebook Lives over the last, several months. Even with Instagram. Instagram is a great way to pull some unique strategies, shorter videos that you can just kind of show what's going on in your brewery. It's a way to connect with your customer and just kind of give more of an ongoing experience, because they're not always going to be in your brewery. I know you wish they were. You probably wish they were sitting at your tap room right now, but they're probably maybe still at work. So anyhow, when they're not there, you need to be on these social channels. So when they get some downtime at their office and they pull up their Instagram or they pull up their Facebook, you're right there as a constant reminder of, oh, I really want to go check out this new beer. That's how you release it. That's how you chronicle it. And then you explain to them why you're doing these things, which gives them more of a deeper recognition of your company and why you exist for them. And there's some other strategies that a lot of companies are starting to look at. And I want to say, because, the brewing industry, while it's kind of new, it also is, it's also been very, forward in attacking some of these unique strategies and unique marketing strategies. One that is kind of coming up, and I think it's going to land on us before we even know it, is Snapchat. I think your base customer is really maybe still too young for you to really have a huge presence with Snapchat, but I know companies like New Belgium, I've seen tons of them out there already jumping on board, and this was probably a year and a half ago when I saw them jumping on board. So that's another way to tell your story, a quick way to tell your story. Twitter is also a good way to just, be in touch with your actual brewmasters, or however you want to put a point person on that. But you really need to focus on getting in there and explaining to people why you exist. Why did you create the beer? Why did you, decide to generate or build another location? Why are you expanding? Why do you want to see people go to a beer festival that you're going to be at? You have to be able to develop a why factor with a lot of your customers, and it really just change the way that you actually experience these people. I would encourage you, if you want to understand more about why, go look at some of what Simon Sinek has done. He's a great motivational speaker, but he's also a great writer. He's got a great mind, and he's done some really cool stuff in terms of social media. Understanding the why factor was one of the first books I read before I started my first business. And I encourage you to go take a look at it. I think it'll change the way you think about beer. You think about creating a good beer. You think about making a beer that people are going to like. But if you thought about why you make a beer and why you're making a beer for a certain customer, I think it'll change the way that you think about beer. And then once you can really convey that, it'll change the way that your customers think about you as a brewery and you as a business. So with all that, it is Friday before Labor Day weekend. I hope all of you have great plans, and I hope you'll have a lot of fun this weekend. I hope you've made some really cool beers that you're going to enjoy at your tap room here in the next little bit. But anyhow, go check out the story I told you about on Dogfish Head. Go wish Terrapin some success on Instagram. Give them some love, and all the other Georgia breweries as well, because they're all having a great time down there, I'm sure, right now. And we'll catch you on the next time. Have a good one. See ya. Cheers.